What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the 9th episode of Talentless. Now, this one's titled Survival of the Fittest, which has basically been most of the show. So, I don't know if this is specifically referring to someone new, like Necromancer, or Healing, or Time Traveler was. Interestingly, it's not Talented vs. Talentless Part 4, even though we are continuing with Kyoya and Nana's scene together. Kyoya thinks he's got Nana at this point, and is actually seems to be making an attempt to finally get a piece of evidence that really does prove her as being involved with this, but I don't think he's going to find it. Like, he's looking for, which one's phone was it? Was it Kaori's phone? No, Kirara's phone. Kirara, the other one, who she murdered first, and then planted poison in Kaori's contact lenses. So when she put the contact lenses in, the poison went in. And using their ongoing spat as a reason, and Kirara's disappearance, even though they've just burnt her body, so they won't find her body. So for the most part, she seems to have done pretty well, but Kyoya has basically reconstructed the entire events of it, as he has done with every case he's been involved with so far. He just never has that final piece of evidence to really tie her to it. It's just what he thinks versus what she thinks, and she's the more popular one, and is more ingrained into this social group, and therefore public opinion, even though it's just a small group, it still resides with her, because she's more trusted than him at this point. And depending on how this goes, his popularity might start going down as well, because he's basically going to be feeling her up here to find that phone. And they might infer that that's the only reason he did this. So it might backfire onto him. There's no way she has the phone. I did ask you guys last week if anyone noticed an area where she might have been able to pass the phone off. And I think it might have been Rex maybe that actually said that he saw like one potential opportunity. Let me just see if I can find it real quick. Talentless Nana, episode 8. Yes, Rex points out that when she was hugging Michiru from behind, she could have slipped it into her clothing. That's honestly potentially true. But he does mention that maybe Inukai should feel the weight of the cell phone being planted. But then again, Michiru is fairly oblivious and kind of goes along with whatever Nana says to an extent. So, you know, maybe she would have been able to do something about that. I don't know. But I think using Michiru in that instance seems very viable. And if that's the only potential option, it seems likely that may be the case. But I guess we will see. But yeah, the series has been getting good. We still haven't seen Glasses Boy. I just want to point that one out, because he features fairly prominently in this OP as one of the main characters. I don't know whether he's an antagonist or protagonist to Nana yet. I don't know if he's going to be helpful to her or a hindrance. Probably a hindrance, because I feel like they kind of want to stack it up against her and do not give her an easy way out. Because if we put two people on the case, well, A, it's a sign that Nana is not doing a good enough job, which I don't think would be very helpful to her. And B, I think it would then become a bit unfair to the point where, like, she's already getting away with it quite easily, relatively speaking, besides Kyoya, so giving her extra help isn't really needed. And the government organization that's been arranging all this doesn't seem to want anyone, like, even the ones they are sending in, to know about previous attempts or previous efforts to do so. So I don't know why they would introduce someone new like that, you know? But he is wearing a visibly different uniform from everyone else. Either he is going to be a teacher-type deal, he's going to be from said government, or he's a transfer student in and he just happens to be wearing the old uniform. But I feel like there's some significance in him not having the exact same uniform as the rest of our cast here. But who knows? Let's just wait and see. They must be introducing him soon. Like, if he's going to play an important role, which it seems he would, they've got to introduce him here or next episode, I'd have thought, because you're only going to give him 2 episodes worth of time? No, an important character like this, you've got to give at least 3, maybe 4, and we're starting to run out of time for him to be introduced. So we'll see. But we've got to resolve Koya first. Anyway, as per usual, these are time-based format reactions. Bottom left of the screen, you're going to see the time for the episode. I'll count you down, 3, 2, 1, play. Then on play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we'll be in sync. Watching this one on Funimation, as per usual, since that's who's licensed it here this season. Just the Funimation logo to start, so about 7 seconds or so of logos to start us off. You can also use the screen flash on my face or the mic to tell when the scenes are transitioning. And yeah, with all that said, I think we can quite clearly... Oh, no, I didn't fix this. Haha, see? There's always something I've got to double check because I know I'm an idiot. Anyway, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode in 3, 2, 1, play. Funimation logo. Cheers to that. Right, he's searching her and unbuttoning her. No OP. Okay. Oh boy. Yep, no way she had the phone. Yeah. Mm-hmm. How did we do it? I mean, surely, yes. Yeah. So you had to send it whilst you were with them. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. We established that, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'd be watching you like a hawk. Not gonna happen. You see where Michiru was in front of her? I think that's relevant. Mm-hmm. Oh. Interesting. Hmm. It's very risky. Mm-hmm. Very close call. Okay, so she didn't ditch it on Michiru. I've got it. Yep. Hmm. And here he is trying to jump at someone, yeah. Yeah, playing into it. Playing into the leader. No, playing into that still. Look at that non-trusting face. How convenient. Mm-hmm. Now she has a reason to meet up with anyone that she wishes. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Of course it is. Alright, resolved. She never had the phone to begin with. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's too pure for this school. Aww. Aww. I wonder if... Hmm. But are they all? Are they all? Who should decide, though? Is she gonna start asking that question more? Oh. What? Holy shit, okay. Oh, okay. The good girl is actually... Okay. Uh-huh. Hmm. Hmm. Well, yes. Mm-hmm. Well. That's also a point. Hmm. What's her angle with this? Oof. Okay. Uh-huh, I'm sure. Okay. Huh. Hmm. So she's going on to the fact that that's not her talent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They can't do anything. Yep. Mm-hmm. Ah, bath set, okay. Huh? uh, well played, well played. Hmm. Of course you are. I mean, I was as well for a while. Yep. You'll move me, Shrew. Right, asking the real question. I've been called a conspiracy theorist. He's the one that's uh I don't think you really had that trust from the beginning. I think that's your problem. Wow. He really has no idea how to be social. To off you. Oh. Aha. Aha. Okay. Who is this then? Okay. Is this how we introduce Glasses Boy? Because hmm, I mean that's actually kind of true. Oh, it is Glasses Boy. Okay. This is how they introduce him. It is the first time. Apparently. Who have you been posing as most of this time? Senior, okay. Oh? Oh, poor Michu. Wait, if he's a few years senior, he might know what happened in the past. He might know what happens the last time someone like her was brought to a school like this. He might be the only survivor. Unless he's actually the enemy of humanity, but I don't think so. Right. But why would you? Hmm. 5 years, okay. Doubt. Mm-hmm. A beautiful murderess. Yeah. I mean, he's been watching the entire time. Hmm. Yes, they do. Creepy. Wait, what? You saved my life once? What? Holy shit. Huh? Oh, you have to go back and watch every scene now to see where he's been in every single scene. Okay. Wow, that's a line. Okay. We still got time in the episode to learn some stuff here. It might be. He's still working on that as well. I mean, that's a good question. We haven't got any of her backstory yet. Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Hmm. Holy shit. Hmm. More likely you're to be targeted. So this is before any intervention. Hmm. You say no one planted that idea, but what if one did? Safe houses, okay. Naturally. Wow. Holy shit. Ah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Survival of the fittest, yeah. That's very true. Okay. Let me guess she was... Oh. Part of the conspiracy. There's a whole conspiracy around it, yep. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's why he stuck around here to find out as much as he could. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. Whew. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Makes sense, yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. Yep. Did we really just kill him? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't die. What? Wait, what? It's not him. Wait, what? Wait, what? It's just him switching, right? Yeah. Oh, wait. Uh-huh. Copies the That is an intent. That's an amazing talent. Copying. That's a good point. How do you think he would have survived? Well. He's been forged into a monster. The Invisible Blade. Okay. The Invisible Blade. Wow. Okay. So, I was right they were going to introduce him eventually. Didn't quite expect that that would be the way they would go with it. But we've now unlocked the true story that is behind this show, because the whole she's going around killing everyone, that's a fine story, but it has a natural conclusion, and it's just like she either kills everyone or they win and overthrow her and finally get rid of her. Very basic level story. And it's been entertaining, as essentially Among Us the anime, but this is where the true story gets in. Who this committee are, why they did it, what happened with this civil war like 5 years ago that caused this. Like, is it just inevitable that those with talents would end up exploiting them? Like, there's some information in here that I really want to start looking through. And on a first watch, some of it is going to not stick in my head. So I'm going to need either a rewatch or just to read some bits more and just be like... and just get some of it in my head. Yeah, so I need to work through it a little more in my head to get this working. But yeah, so we are now starting to explore it, because we've thrown some subtle hits into it the past couple of episodes of the people there beforehand. I just assumed, like, this is where my theory was, but now it's changed a little bit. I assumed that that this was the site of multiple of these Nana-type people being taken here to kill off a bunch of Talented, and then once that was done, dispose of her as well, and then the island's left and a new batch is introduced. That's where I assumed they were going with this. But it seems though, well, from his retelling of events, it seems as though the actual breakout and the people fighting each other wasn't because of a specific someone pulling the strings. I mean, it could still be. It could still be that he was just experiencing something from 5 years ago. But it definitely seems like maybe they're just trying a different tactic this time. Instead of just having them put on an island and eventually suspect each other. Like, hang on, what initially kicked off that suspicion? I just want to rewatch that bit real quick. I just want to hear again what happened. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Yes, curious, poison, blah, blah, blah. Unhealthy to suppress the self-conscious during puberty, especially when you've got paranormal activities. Yes. It happened organically, we just started killing each other. That just seems... Just happens organically? Why would it just turn to killing? Just naturally. I question that bit. I don't know if he's withholding a little bit of information on that, but... I still feel like this was maybe this organization and committee's first attempt at doing this. And Nana is essentially their perfected version of this. But there's a lot of information here that I'd have to go through again. Jealousy. Well, then again, actually, it could have happened organically because, I mean, kids, teenagers are very emotional creatures, let's be honest. And when you're that age, something small, like when you get rejected, like really when you're an adult and you've had your fair share of rejection, you've had your fair share of relationships, you just realize that, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, okay, I was rejected. Fair enough. I can process that in whatever way that is for you. Some people deal with that sort of emotion better than others. Some people are just like, oh, okay, and then just move on immediately. Some people have to think about it for a while, but then obviously improve themselves thanks to it. But when you're a teenager, you think the world's ending. You think your life isn't worth living anymore. Like, your mind goes that extreme. I don't know why it's that. Maybe it's just because of puberty and the heightened hormone levels. Maybe it just sparks those thoughts, and when you have those thoughts, it just amplifies them. I'm going to guess is something along those lines. And then as you become older, your hormones settle down, and you're like, okay, you can think things a bit more rationally anyway. So maybe this was the event that... Well, no, because it sounds like the committee was planning on this from the start, so I don't think this was the reason why the committee decided to take this stance. They seem to be aware of the enemies of humanity. I just think this might have been a plant. Maybe... What if someone was planted in the way that Nana has been, but they just weren't as good as her? And they planted her in, and this just sparked this cycle. Maybe they were playing on this cycle with Nana as well, and the fact that she's doing so well is unexpected to them. Perhaps. I don't know. But being blasted outside the atmosphere by someone with psychokinesis, that's pretty intense. Like, very imaginative as well. And then, yeah, you became factions. And then we both just assumed that the others was enemies of humanity. And then they just started firing upon it. Again, like it was... Well, almost like it was planned to an extent. Where was that line? The war was indeed caused by our own arrogance. However, he suspects the government conspiracy. Yes, I feel like maybe that arrogance and that betrayal upon each other... Well, I mean, it is manufactured by the government. Because the enemies of humanity don't exist. So by instilling that fear into people, giving them that option, it is, to an extent, all orchestrated by this governmental conspiracy. And he's nailing it. At least with the information we know so far. So, question is... How is Nana going to deal with this? Like, she already had her questions about the things she started to see on this island. And now she started to get some of these answers. And then, yeah, she poisons him. Then he turns into Kyoya to get his invincibility, so that he's no longer dying. Then he goes into Mishru to further prove it and can heal himself. And then the ice just to prove his point about using powers again, yeah. Yeah, and do you think I could have won the Battle Royale? I mean, he is the winner. Have to be ruthless in that environment. Okay, okay. So I'm glad that the true story has started to show itself. Now, my question is going to be, how do we... Well, Invisible Blade's going to be an interesting story anyway. But I was right that his uniform being different is meant to be important, because he is from an older generation. My question now is, though, will they try and wrap this up neatly in the next 4 episodes? Because it's a 13-episode show, so we've got 4 more episodes left to wrap it up, essentially. Now, obviously, it's not going to wrap up the entire thing, because obviously the manga's still ongoing. But what do they end with? Do they end with them getting off the island, and then... Again, it depends on how Nana ends up being. Do you imagine that she's going to be the type of character... Because we've started to see... She does care about Michiru more than the rest of the characters. I think that's clear to see. And it might be the first hints of her humanity actually peeking through beyond just her instilled motive thanks to the committee. We still have the answer, well, the question rather, of who she is. Like, before she was talked to by the committee and came onto this island, who was she before that? Like, what was she doing? Why was she picked? Like, obviously she has the smarts and the manipulation skills and the social skills in order to pull this off. It's quite clear. But why would she accept something from the committee like that? I think that's the bigger question. Also, the goddamn, like... The goddamn cat being on the banner for the analyst page and seeing that cat there makes so much more sense. Like, holy shit. That's incredible. Anyway, yeah. This has got very, very interesting. This has got very, very interesting in terms of our overall plot. I do think Nana is eventually going to be a character that will flip and turn on the committee. Because if she doesn't, that would be a darker end to the story. Which may be what the author's going for. But typically speaking, we don't normally end with a dark note like that. Typically speaking. There have been exceptions, alright? I wouldn't mind if they went that darker route. But at the same time, I just don't think it will. Okay, let me just see. There was something else. Okay, so someone points out, this is BB Cocaine on Talentless points out that Kyoryu is implied to be older than he appears physically. Possibly he might even know about the Civil War. There's a potential there, but I don't think there's anything else that's really clued us into him being knowledgeable of such events. It would imply while he's waiting for concrete evidence before he makes any accusations, like maybe the reason why he's waiting for the evidence so much instead of resorting to just baseless accusations like most people normally would, especially at this age, maybe because he knows what happened the first time round. I mean, it's possible. Like, with his invincibility, does he age? But how would he have acquired the uniform and such to be on this roster in that case? I don't know, I think that one's stretching a little bit to imply Kyoryu's involvement so much. But I wouldn't be overly surprised anyway. Okay. Yeah, this was very, very good episode. Very much enjoyed this. Because we now have that extra aspect beyond just Nana killing people. And I know people keep saying that she has plot armor, and it's like, pulls out stuff, and it's like, oh, she always gets away with it. It's like, well, yeah, because if she didn't get away with it, the show's over. Like, you do realize that. So, yes, sometimes they are a little far-fetched in some of the ways that they do it. Although, realistically, she was never going to have the phone on her. We all knew she wouldn't have the phone on her. Why would she keep the phone on her? She knows that would be the easiest way to get caught. So there's no way she would leave the phone on her after she sent the text. Using Michiru would have been an option. I'm surprised she didn't go with that one. Using the zombie corpse was a bit more far-fetched, I'll be honest. But, hey, it's possible. Why not? But yeah, I really thought they were going to use Michiru, because they even showed the scene where Nana has Michiru in front of her, so she can have her hands hidden behind Michiru to obscure it, but... Anyway, that was a good episode. Very, very, very good episode. And I can't wait. This is good, because Kyoryu was a very interesting character because he was keeping up with Nana. Now we have someone else who's very capable of keeping up with Nana, and now she has two opponents, essentially, in this, although realistically she's going to have to make a deal with this guy, because, again, he could just turn into Kyoryu and be invincible to anything she throws at him. So she now basically has two Kyoryus to fight against. Except this Kyoryu is even worse because it can be anything. And could even pull out any of the powers. Like, there must be a limit, though. There must be a limit on what he can copy. Or the amount of time he can copy. Or shape change or something. There must be a limit. Well, actually, no, wait. There doesn't have to be a limit. Because remember what they said about the powers? Like, you start off with what you know, but they can evolve and change over time. He's been in a civil war for 5 years. That talent would have leveled up and grown far beyond what he would have when he first entered that school. So why does there have to be a limit on his potential? There really doesn't. He's had so much more experience than anyone else at this school, except maybe Kyoryu. That's up for debate. So why should he be limited in how long he can hold a form, what forms he can choose, etc.? Very interesting. Anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments and theories on how you think this is going. Obviously, if you've read the source material, please no spoilers or anything for what's going on. But if you're a fellow anime-only watcher like myself, please let me know how you're feeling about this show now. I'm glad they've got this reveal out of the way, because overall, I think this now adds an extra layer to the story that we knew was coming, but I'm glad they did it this early, because we still got plenty of time to explore it before end of season, end of arc, and potentially a Season 2 going forward. I think this show will do well enough for Season 2, potentially. It's doing well over here in the West, at least, by the looks of things, so I'm hoping maybe it's doing well in Japan. I mean, psychological thrillers, supernatural horrors, they tend to do okay over there, I think. I don't know. I would need some of my Japanese viewers to tell me how it's actually doing. But thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the full 2020 lineup you can find on my channel. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.